Hey guys, it's Tim here. Well, absolutely crazy and pretty scary times that we're living in, hey. As I'm recording this, it's about 1 week since Russia has officially invaded Ukraine. And really, I'm just feeling pretty heartbroken for the Russian people and really angry at Putin. And to be honest, a bit scared for what this means for the implications for the rest of Europe and Finland, where I'm living as well. So I just thought I wanted to make a quick video sort of discussing what I'm thinking about this stuff. Also, because I really want to hear what you guys, some of the people who watch me, think about what's going on. And then also to discuss what the implications for Finland could be. I've been watching news reports almost non-stop for the last 6 or 7 days. And yeah, on Thursday morning when I woke up and saw the news, I was really pretty shocked, even though there'd been talk about this for a long time. I really thought that in 2022, what country could just be crazy enough to invade another country on really no basis whatsoever? And at the start, I was pretty sure that surely they're not going to go beyond these regions in the Donbass that Russia is claiming want to be independent from Ukraine, but that pretty quickly turned out to not be true. And there's been attacks all throughout the major cities around Russia, in Kyiv and Kharkiv, in the south in Mariupol, and all sorts of places. But there's certainly more reliable pieces of information about the invasion that you can get than from me, so I'll leave you to find those. One of the encouraging things though is that the invasion has been going a lot slower than Putin planned it. I heard many people talking about how Kyiv was going to fall already on the second day of the invasion, but they're still holding out strong. And even some of these more eastern cities are still under Ukrainian control. I think it shows a lot about what the Ukrainian military is fighting for. These are people that are motivated to defend their own country, defend their freedom, defend their people, whereas the Russian soldiers are just fighting on behalf of some crazy tyrannical warlord that doesn't actually care even a bit for their own well-being. I've been very inspired to see the human spirit come out of this, the positive aspects of it in terms of the unity that Ukraine is showing and the unity that most of the West is showing with them as well. The president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, has been an inspiration to me as well as I'm sure to many of you in his undying commitment to his country. You really see two different extremes of what people can be like in Putin, in how evil and selfish humans can be, but then on the other hand, how selfless and loving and united people can be when you look at the Ukrainians. As I've been watching the coverage as well though, it's been pretty insane to watch the amount of Russian propaganda that's going on as well. The terms that Russia is framing this invasion in is just really scary to see. Acting like they're the saviors of the Ukrainian people and acting like they're fighting this Nazi regime. It's just ridiculous. It makes me really thankful for the freedom of information and the free press that Finland has. I think it's the best in the world, or at least one of the highest. And it's something that we really have to hold on to, I think, in a world where I think people seem to be getting more divided along political lines. I reckon it's really important for people to be able to discuss ideas freely, and a big part of that is having information out there available to the public for people to look at and decide on. And it's something that we can't take for granted in the West, because I mean, even we've seen recently, like in Canada, for example, where there's been protests in the capital, the way those were shut down really was, I think, a little bit concerning. I'm not even saying that you have to agree with whatever these Canadian truckers were protesting for and stuff. I'm not all that sure about it. But I do think people should have the right to protest different things that the government is doing and not have those things shut down and controlled by government authorities, because the extreme end of that is what's going on in Russia. So yeah, at the moment it's great to live in a free democratic country like Finland. But now, after all that's happened in Russia, I'm really for the first time in my life realizing that these freedoms that we enjoy aren't just automatic. Growing up in Australia before this, and then also being now in Finland, you just think that this is the normal way that humans live, that governments function, that countries operate. But in the recent events, we can see that, yeah, that's not the case all around the world. And even in Europe, the freedoms that we have and democracy is not guaranteed. Where I'm living, I'm 100 kilometers away from the Russian border, and that distance certainly feels a lot shorter now than it ever has before. One of the advantages of Australia being so isolated where it was is that actually brings quite a bit of security as well. If any nation wants to invade, they have to travel a long way across the ocean. And then even if they get to Australia, it's a huge country and pretty possible to control from any invading force. But in Finland, having Russia so close by, things are a bit more on edge. And really, if Putin decides, it's pretty concerning to think about what could happen if he wants to make his way and invade Finland. The Finnish military seems pretty capable, at least by European standards, but compared to Russia, it's not exactly a fair fight. And I really do think that now is the time to be asking questions about, like, should Finland join NATO and organizations like that and actually take allies to ensure that Finland can remain a free democracy. And even the arguments against that, like the fact that it's gonna piss off Russia and make Putin mad, I don't really think there's that amazing arguments, because if we're already considering what do the Russians think about joining NATO, well then really we don't have the freedom to decide what Finland does for itself. The sad reality of the way things are looking is that unless you have really powerful allies or you're a really powerful country yourself, it's hard to maintain your own autonomy. That's one of the reasons why Australia has been pretty zealous, sometimes overzealous, in following the US around in their geopolitical relationships and even some of their wars that they've been involved in. Because Australia knows that, for example, if a country like China did want to invade, although it would be difficult, their military is a lot larger than Australia's. Australia doesn't have nuclear weapons as deterrence, and so Australia's alliance with the US really brings a lot of security. And it would seem to me like Finland joining NATO would be a really good option to ensure its continuing sovereignty. But that's just my perspective. And of course, I'm not Finnish, so I don't know all of the circumstances and all the factors to consider. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video and hear what you guys think. Is joining NATO a good idea? Is it not? And what are the reasons for and against? Most of the people that I've been talking to do think that it would be a good idea. Finland's values are more in line with most Western democracies than Russia at the moment. A lot of the other Eastern European countries, the Baltic countries, are pretty worried that they're going to be next, given that they were so recently part of the Soviet Union. They're afraid that Putin might be headed in their direction. But really, when you think about it, Finland would sadly be a much easier place to try and invade, because those other countries are part of NATO and they have the nuclear deterrence. Finland does not. But yeah, that's what I think from the way I've been seeing the situation and from the people that I've been talking to. But I really would love to know what you guys think. Please do let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to respond to you guys and hear what you think. Because yeah, I really reckon there needs to be a lot of discussion about what's the best way to go moving forward, how Finland can maintain its sovereignty and freedom, and really maintain the societal values that Finland holds dearly. Sorry if this video has been a little bit rambly and all over the place. I've really been off the cuff here, but I just really felt like I wanted to make a video addressing this kind of stuff. As I said, I've just sort of been all caught up in everything that's going on and really feeling for the Ukrainian people and a bit concerned about what this means for Finland's future. But I appreciate you guys checking out this video, hearing my thoughts and letting me know what you guys think. After this though, I'll be getting back into the normal videos, so hit subscribe and also press the notification bell so you know when I post my next video. Thanks for watching this one though, and I'll see you guys next time.